Hi YouTube, welcome to another edition of Horror Hands, and for this video I'm going to be going through the greatest video nasties ever made. I want to go through each one, I've tallied them up, I'll work through it and then get to the official top 20 greatest video nasties, and I will reveal what is the greatest video nasty ever made. Not according to me, but according to the people, according to you guys and everyone that watches this channel. About a week or so ago, I put a video out asking you guys to get involved and give me your top 10 favourite video nasties. And what I did with that was I devised a bit of a scoring system and totaled them all up and created a full list, and so that I can now reveal what is the greatest video nasty ever made, according to you guys that watch this channel. So thank you to everyone that got involved. It's so great to see everyone interacting. Some really interesting choices, and it was fascinating putting this together and seeing how popular certain movies were. So a quick thing about the scoring system, very simple. Your number one pick got 10 points, your second pick got 9 points, your third pick got 8 points, going down to number 10, which got a point. So for everyone's list, I just added each one up and have tallied it up to where we have an official order of greatness. So yes, I can reveal what the greatest video nasties are based on your guys' suggestions. So first up, take a look at this and spare a thought for these movies. These are the ones that got 0 votes and 0 points. On the whole, not that surprising. I mean, things like Delirium, Frozen Scream, Human Experiments, Women Behind Bars, they are pretty forgettable movies. Some of the movies here are quite terrible. Snuff is just really bad. I thought Don't Go in the Woods might get a couple of points. It is a slasher film. Night of the Bloody Apes, I did enjoy that one. That's a fun movie. And Visiting Hours, I thought that might get a mention, but no, nothing for these movies. SS Experiment Camp, that was one of the really controversial ones back in the day, but that one seems to have fell by the wayside. So yes, these are kind of technically the worst of the video nasties, the most unpopular ones according to you guys. Let me know what you think about that. Is it fair that these ones didn't get anything? Let me know. But yeah, this is where we're at in terms of the ones that didn't get a single point or a single mention. So 23 of the video nasties didn't get a single point, which means we can start here at number 49 with Madhouse, which just got the one mention and got the 1 point. So these movies haven't really done much business. They got the occasional vote. They got a few points here and there. Again, a mixed bag here. So a couple of movies that I'm surprised got anything. The Werewolf and the Yeti never seems to get mentioned in terms of video nasties. The Ghastly ones getting a few points there, which is surprising. There's a couple actually though I am disappointed with. Mountain of the Cannibal God is a movie that I really enjoy. One of my favourite cannibal films. I would have given that a lot more plaudits. It would have been much higher on my list than 45. And Expose is a movie that I really love. I think that is a great film. It's quite sleazy and eroticized, but I think it's actually a really well made film. It's got a great story, and Udo Kier, Linda Hayden and Fiona Richmond are all excellent in that film. Fight for Your Life is an underrated one as well. But yes, these movies kind of not much to see here. They haven't really made much of a splash. Again, let me know what you think about that. There's some there that I'm not surprised at all with. But as I say, there is a couple of really good movies on there which I think deserve a bit more recognition, but didn't get it in this list. We then move on to here. So 35 to 21. So these movies all fared a little bit better. They got a few votes, accumulated a few more points. Again, a bit of a mix, but yeah, I'm starting to see a bit more quality in this section of the list. So things like Inferno is a great Dario Argento film. The Slayer coming in at 29. Very underrated movie. I really enjoy that film. Contamination at 31 is a fun one. Late Night Trains is a good one. Bloody Moon, great Jess Franco slasher film. And in order to make the top 20, you had to get a minimum of 33 points. So Absurd, The Bogeyman, Night of the Demon, House on the Edge of the Park, and Nightmares in a Damaged Brain all just missing out on the top 20. At one point, those movies were all in the top 20. It fluctuated as more votes came in, and I totaled it up. So yes, but interestingly, Unhinged coming in at number 30. That got I think that got a couple of number one choices, which gave it a total of 20. So Unhinged did surprisingly well. It is quite a slow one, but yeah, I do think this is quite reflective of the movies that are slightly a bit more quality in terms of the video nasties. But yeah, again, let me know that's the movies that did a bit better but didn't quite make the top 20 of this list. So into the top 20, the 20 greatest video nasties ever made according to you guys. And in at number 20 we have Cannibal Ferox from 1981. Cannibal Ferox garnered a total of 5 votes and had a total of 33 points. Alan Slade, Film Wolf, Mildred Mittens, Darren Stutton and 76 Flossie all putting in a vote for this one. And great to see this one make the top 20. It's one of my favourite video nasties, one of my favourite Italian cannibal films. I think this is a really well done film. It certainly delivers on the gore and the violence and the disturbing content. But Cannibal Ferox kind of has more of a action adventure feel of it as well. So it's not just kind of a grim endurance test like Cannibal Holocaust. This one does have more of an entertainment factor. But certainly does deliver in terms of the nasty stuff as well. It is one of the stronger video nasties and one that I've always been a fan of. Personally, I think I would have had it even higher than 20. I think this one would be pushing into my top 10. But you guys have got it in at number 20. So let me know what you think about that, guys. Is that fair? But yeah, in at number 20 is Cannibal Ferox. In at number 19, we have The Driller Killer from 1979. The Driller Killer got 5 votes and had a total of 36 points. Heather Smith, Alan Slade, Taya Stone, 76 Flossie and Unforeseen all putting in a vote for this one. And yeah, The Driller Killer, not surprising to see this one make the top 20. This one was one of the flagship video nasties back in the day, one that the newspaper and the government did plaster around to say, look how horrible these films are. The Driller Killer, it's actually one, when I first watched it when I was young, I was bitterly disappointed with it. I didn't like the film at all. I think I was expecting a full-on kind of crazy slasher film with a guy running around drilling everyone, and it's not. It's very much a gloomy, slow burn character study of a guy who's driven to madness by sort of the environmental factors around him, the constant noise that's going on, the unpleasant people that are in his life, and he slowly kind of descends in that respect. It does have the one incredible drill to the head scene, which is fantastic. I'm still not quite sure how they pulled that off to look so good. It's the unedited scene of the drill going into that guy's head is amazing. But yeah, on the whole, it's not the movie that I thought it would be. When I've watched it again over the years and I know what to expect, I have enjoyed The Driller Killer a lot more and appreciate it for what it is. 19 on this list, I don't really argue with that as much. I'm not sure if it would make my top 20 or not. I think it probably would, and it would be around this number. So for me, I think this is pretty accurate. But let me know what you think. The Driller Killer is your number 19. Is that fair? Should it be higher, lower? Let me know. In at number 18, we have Anthropophagus from 1980. This one got 7 votes and totaled up 37 points. Horrific Nightmares JM, Howard Barker, Glenn McCullough, Joffrey Noodle Legs, Matthew Wills, Paul Lancaster and Tep Films all putting in a vote for this one. And this is another one that I enjoy. It's quite a slow one, but I do enjoy kind of the weird, moody atmosphere of this one. Set on like an isolated island. We have George Eastman, or Luigi Montefiore, to give him his real name, as the strange cannibal creature going around killing off members of this group. You do have to get through a lot of scenes of just walking and talking, but there are a few kind of gruesome kills towards the end which do make this one worth your time overall. This one coming in at number 18. I'm not sure if I'd have it this high on my own list, but at the same time I'm not compelled to argue against that too much. I don't think it's a terrible film. But yeah, you guys have put this in at number 18. Let me know what you think. But yes, in at number 18 we have Anthropophagus. In at number 17 we have Don't Go in the House from 1980. This one got 7 votes and scored 38 points. So Horrific Nightmares JM, Millie Congan, 80s film fan Matthew Bowen, Monster Gab, Joffrey Noodle Legs and Jesse Yarborough all going for this one. This one's another great movie, one that I think has got a bit more recognition after it's had a couple of Blu-ray releases. But this one, again, it's more of a slow burn, more of it follows this guy living in this big isolated house. I think his mother dies and he descends into madness and starts killing people off with a flamethrower. And this one, a bit like the Driller Killer, it kind of it's helmed for having one incredible kill where he chains this woman up and sets fire to her with the flamethrower, and it looks absolutely real. It's an incredible effect. I think they did it with overlapping cameras, but it really is a stark, shocking scene. After that, it is more, like I say, a slow burn character study, but it's a good film and it's well put together. This is an interesting one as well because it's a very cold and gloomy film. It's set in the winter or it's set in the snow, yet it's about a killer that harnesses fire to kill his victims. Interesting juxtaposition there. But yeah, this has come in at number 17. Again, guys, let me know what you think. Is that fair? I don't think I would personally have this one in my top 20. It is a good film, but I just have other favourites. I have other go-to video nasties that I like to watch. But in at number 17, we have Don't Go in the House. In at number 16, we have Flesh for Frankenstein from 1973. Now, this actually garnered the same amount of points and votes as Don't Go in the House. 7 votes, 38 points. I had to separate these ones by their IMDb score, which was only 0.2 of a difference. So, in terms of its critical acclaim, very similar movies there. But I am thrilled to see Flesh for Frankenstein make the top 20. This is a gloriously entertaining movie. I love this film. First time I ever saw this was actually at the Pictures. I went to see this at Broadway Cinema in Nottingham, which is quite a well-to-do arty cinema. And they even billed it as like the sleaziest showing they'd ever had. And I just had a whale of a time. The audience went crazy for it. Everyone was laughing. It was fantastic. And I've always loved this film ever since. It's absolutely bonkers. It's overacted to the max. Udo Kier hams it up in such an incredible way as the Baron Frankenstein character. It's tacky and it's incredibly sleazy. Yet it does have this strange air of sort of pompous aristocracy running through it. It's a very interesting style that this one creates. Produced by Andy Warhol, although it was rumoured that he was only on set for one day for 10 minutes, although his name is on the movie. But this one is just a fantastically entertaining movie. It's one that I actually forget is on the Video Nasties list because it does feel a lot different to the movies that are on here. The movies on the list are kind of sort of, you know, grimy, disturbing movies, or they're terrible. But this one is different. It's just like popcorn entertainment. So yeah, unintentionally funny, very enjoyable to watch, tacky, sleazy, gory, but I always have a fantastic time whenever I watch Flesh for Frankenstein. So I think it would definitely be in my top 20. I think I'd have it around this number. So I think I agree with you guys on this one. But yeah, in at number 16 is Flesh for Frankenstein. Let me know what you think, guys. Do you agree with this? Let me know. In at number 15, we have Faces of Death from 1978. This one got 8 votes and a total of 51 points. Jack David, Craig, Geyser Hornet, Heather Smith, Boodle Boy, Taya Stone, BBB and Tep Films all putting in a vote for this one. And yeah, for me, Faces of Death has to make the top 20 somewhere on the list. It is one of the most iconic and talked about of the Video Nasties. Made an incredible splash when it was released. One of the biggest VHS rentals that there was. And I just love this movie for kind of the mythos that surrounded it. It must have been an incredible thing to have beheld back in the late 70s and early 80s. It's a film that I think has lost a lot of its power now. I mean, we know that the majority of it was fake, but there is still elements of this film that are shocking and still incredibly hard to watch and still kind of hold up in terms of that Mondo shock footage. But I also like how it's kind of presented in as an entertaining way as you can do with this kind of material. So yeah, like I say, I think anywhere on the top 20, this movie has its place. You guys have put it in at number 15, so let me know what you think about that one. But yeah, in at number 15, we have Faces of Death. In at number 14, we have The Funhouse from 1981. This one had 10 votes and a total of 54 points. Neblonian 88, Horrific Nightmares JM, Midi Congan, Matthew Bowen, Monster Gab, 80s Film Fan, Jason O'Neill, Hudson, Unforeseen and Jesse Yardborough all putting in a vote for this one. This one I was kind of surprised to see get so high on the countdown. It's one that I don't always consider this. I don't think of this one when I think of Video Nasties. It's one of the more mainstream movies on the list. It had a big studio backing. It was directed by Toby Hooper. So yeah, not one that I have watched for a long time actually. I do like it. I remember enjoying it when I watched it, but as I say, it's been a long time, so I don't remember all that much about The Funhouse. This one wouldn't be on my top 20 just because I haven't watched it for so long and I have other go-to Video Nasties that I like to watch. But you guys have got it in at number 14. It does seem to be a popular one amongst you guys. So in at number 14, we have The Funhouse. In at number 13, we have Evilspeak from 1981. This one also got 10 votes, but got 56 points. Darren Hartley, Roger, Craig, Jivigi UK, Horrific Nightmares JM, Matthew Bowen, Joyoshi, 80s Film Fan, Vicky Hager and Unforeseen all putting in a vote for Evilspeak. And I have to say, I must echo what I said about The Funhouse with Evilspeak. I've seen it, it was a long time ago. I remember enjoying it, but it's been so long I don't remember too much about it. It's another one that I was surprised to see this one do so well, but cool that it has. It's one that I need to revisit because I know it has some crazy moments, but I just don't remember too much about it. So again, it wouldn't be in my top 20 just because I haven't seen it enough, but plenty of you guys showing some love for Evilspeak and getting it in at number 13, which was yeah, an interesting surprise. So in at number 13, we have Evilspeak. In at number 12, we have Possession from 1981. This one got 10 votes and a total of 59 points. Eduardo Bueno, Midi Congan, Howard Barker, Joyoshi, Buddha Boy, 80s Film Fan, Lel, Paul Lancaster and Geyser Hornet all throwing in a vote for Possession. And this one seemed to be very divisive. I had a lot of people showing some love for this one. A few people having this one as their favourite Video Nasty. I also had comments saying how people couldn't stand Possession. It's a terrible film, pretentious, weird, that kind of thing. I have to say I really love Possession. It is one of the strangest of the Video Nasties, and for me doesn't quite fit the mould. But it has incredible performances from Sam Neill and Isabella Jante, particularly Isabella Jante, who legit looks like she is going crazy through the course of the film, and the interesting weird creature that you see towards the end, designed by Carlo Rambaldi. yeah, it is. It's definitely an acquired taste, Possession. It's very bizarre. It's very arty. I don't think it has many of the hallmarks that movies have. If you're looking for video nasty craziness, this is a different kind of beast. But I can't deny it's a great film and just has amazing performances from its actors. So yeah, let me know what you think, guys. I think this is going to cause a bit of discussion, this one, because this has come in at number 12. It's placed reasonably well on this list. So yeah, in at number 12 we have Possession. In at number 11 we have House by the Cemetery from 1981. This one got 15 votes and a total of 65 points. Darren Hartley, Roger, Monkey Tube, Horrific Nightmares JM, Paige Hellberg, Film Wolf, Howard Barker, Joyoshi, Lean79, 80s Film Fan, Mildred Mittens, Necroscope, Jason O'Neill, 76 Flossie, and the Atomic Snack Bar all going for this one. Lucio Force's bit of everything, really. You've got kind of haunted house, supernatural, bit of a zombie creature thing in the basement below with the Dr. Fraudstein character, and of course some trademark Lucio Fulci gore and maggot-ridden corpses and things like that. House by the Cemetery, to me, it's an enjoyable film. It's a solid Lucio Fulci film. For me, I don't think it quite fires on all cylinders compared to things like Zombie Flesh Eaters or City of the Living Dead, which are absolute favourites of mine. It sort of explores a few different things and does it well. I don't think it's quite sort of mind-blowing as some of Fulci's other movies. I wouldn't have it at number 11 on this list, I'll be honest. I'm not sure if it would come into my top 20. It's a film that I like. I could put it on now and enjoy it, but it's not quite a go-to film for me. But plenty of you guys showing love for House by the Cemetery and bringing it in just outside the top 10 at number 11. So yes, your number 11 is House by the Cemetery. We are into the top 10 of the greatest video nasties ever made according to you guys, and in at number 10 we have Last House on the Left from 1972. Now this actually got 13 votes, so less than House by the Cemetery, but a total of 79 points. So Jack David, X-File 2708, Alan Slade, Eduardo Bueno, Paige Hellberg, Middy Congan, Buddha Boy, McDaddy Ben Rodriguez, Kevin Grady, Darren Stutton, Jason O'Neill, Geyser Hornet, Vicky Hager, and 76 Flossie, all putting in a vote for this one, for Last House on the Left. Again, this is one of the more famous ones. I like the movie, haven't seen it for a long time, but yeah, no surprise to see this one in the top 20. I think this one's been placed pretty fairly, if I'm honest. It's still an effectively nasty movie. I think it's aged somewhat now, but certainly some of the scenes and the concepts in this one still deliver, and it makes for a very uncomfortable movie. So yeah, in at number 10 we have Wes Craven's Last House on the Left. In at number 9 we have The Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue from 1974. This one got a total of 18 votes and a total of 94 points. So I won't keep reading through names at this point. There's going to be too many. But yeah, lots of people turning out for Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue. This is one I watched a few months ago when I did my 24-hour horror marathon. And I really enjoy revisiting this one. It's a great film. Fantastic zombie film. Bit of a strange production. It's a British film set in Manchester, but filmed in Sheffield with like an Italian Spanish production kind of thing. So yeah, all kind of things thrown in the pot with Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue. But it's such a great film. It has a really good atmosphere to it. The zombie elements are fantastic, and it does deliver on the gore in a number of places too. So yeah, this one in at number 9. I'm not really hard pushed to argue with that too much myself. I'm not sure if I'd have it that high up, but it is a great movie, and it does deliver in terms of the gore and the nastiness. So yeah, fair play to it. It has come in at number 9. So yes, your number 9 is The Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue. In at number 8, we have I Spit on Your Grave from 1978. This one got 16 votes and a total of 95 points. And again, no surprise to see this one here. It's one of the most iconic of the video nasties, one of the most controversial. I think, again, one of the most well-made as well. It is very unpleasant. It, does have that awful violation of Camilla Keaton, and then, we see her revenge in turn. But I just like how this one's done. I think the kills in it are really good. You're absolutely rooting for the Jennifer Neal character to get her revenge, and it definitely delivers on the nastiness. So yeah, this one coming in at number 8. I think personally I'd have that around the same number, so I think that one's pretty accurate. But again, let me know what you guys think. But your number 8 is I Spit on Your Grave. In at number 7, we have Dead and Buried from 1981. This one got 18 votes and a total of 122 points. Fantastic to see this one get all the love that it did. Dead and Buried is legitimately a fantastic movie. I actually don't think it belongs on the Video Nasties list. I think it's too good a film. It looks great. It has a wonderful glossy production. It's very 80s, but also kind of harks back to sort of 1950s small town white picket fence paranoia. Having said that, it does have some really disturbing kills in this one and some nasty moments. It definitely holds its own against the strong content of the Video Nasties movies. But I just think it's a wonderfully made film. Absolutely fantastic, really well written. Keeps you guessing. You don't really know what's kind of going on in the film or where it's heading, but yeah, it really packs a punch. So this one being on number 7 on the list, I definitely have it in my top 20, but like I say, for me it's not particularly a video nasty caliber, but it would be a crime not to have this one high up. So yeah, I think number 7 is fair. Let me know what you guys think. But in at number 7 is Dead and Buried. In at number 6, we have Tenebrae from 1982. Lots of love for this one. 24 votes and a total of 152 points. And my favourite Dario Argento film. I love this movie, so great to see this one get lots of recognition. One of the most stylish movies on the list for sure. I love the cinematography in this. The camera work is incredible. The score by Goblin is great. Yeah, for me it's Dario Argento's finest piece of work. Similar to Dead and Buried, I'm not quite sure if Tenebrae belongs on the Video Nasties list. It's almost too good of a film to be amongst the mire of trash and sleaze. But saying that, it does deliver on the kills. It has some nasty moments in it, some kind of straight razor slashings and an axe to the head, things like that. So you are going to get the gore and the violence in this one, but it's such a beautiful film from Dario Argento. So great to see this one on the list. I definitely have it in my top 20. I'm not sure if I'd have it at number 6, but on the basis that it's almost too good, which is a strange thing to say, but yeah, it's a bit too stylish for a typical video nasty. But I have no qualms with putting this one as high as number 6 on your guys' behalf. So yeah, in at number 6 is Tenebrae. Into the top 5 greatest video nasties according to you guys that watch this channel. And in at number 5 we have The Beyond from 1981. This one got 26 votes and a total of 176 points. For me, this is an absolute must. One of the quintessential video nasties on the list. It's a brilliant film, gory as hell. You got the trademark eye violence and visceral gore that Lucio Fulci brings. Some great kind of zombie moments in it. It's nasty, it's trashy. It's just absolutely fantastic. It's a must-have in terms of video nasties. So yeah, I have no qualms with this one being in the top 5. I think I'd probably have it around the same. It might even be higher, but I think I'd definitely have it around number 5 in a top 20 countdown. So yeah, fantastic to see the Beyond do so well. Like I say, it has everything that I look for in a video nasty. So yeah, credit to you guys. You showed a lot of love to this one, getting it into the top 5. So in at number 5 is the Beyond. In at number 4, we have the big one, Cannibal Holocaust from 1980. This one got 26 votes and a total of 181 points. So yes, maybe the strongest, most extreme, most disturbing of the video nasties. This is the movie that I think, out of all of them, deserved its plaudits. And you know, when the government and people spoke about these movies, they often did so in a real kind of embellished and over-the-top way. And they spoke about them as if they were the most horrifying thing they'd ever seen. And then you watch the film and it was like Frozen Scream or something. But I think Cannibal Holocaust is the one movie where all of the things the government said about how horrible these movies are, that film encapsulates and lives up to it, and maybe more. So yeah, fantastic movie. I think it's really well made. I really respect Ruggero Deodato and what he did. Of course, the animal cruelty is awful. I didn't agree with that, but a frighteningly well made movie. So realistic and holds up today in an incredible way. So in at number 4, I have kind of no hesitation in agreeing with that. I think it has to be in the top 20, probably the top 10, and I'd have it around that number myself. So yeah, no surprise to see this one do so well. So in at number 4, we have Cannibal Holocaust. Into the top 3, and in at number 3, we have The Burning from 1981. The classic 80s slasher film. This one got 25 votes and a total of 187 points. This one, nice to see The Burning do so well. When I was younger, nobody ever spoke about The Burning. It was a hard movie to find. But over the years, it seems to have got more traction and more fans, and now is almost kind of feels like a mainstream slasher film. But yeah, I think this is... again, one of the stronger video nasties. It's a good film. It's got great kills. The raft scene is just incredible. I love it as a standalone slasher film. It's got everything that I look for in a slasher. Great kills, great looking killer. The summer camp, woodland, lake setting is great. So The Burning would definitely be in, I'd say, my top 10. I don't think I'd quite have it at number 3. But again, I'm not disappointed to see it do so well. A lot of people turning out for this movie, which is great. So yeah, your number 3 is The Burning. Let me know what you think, guys. Is that too high? Is that too low? But yeah, it has come in at number 3. Okay, before I get to number 2, I will say, when I was totaling this countdown up, there were 2 movies that completely ran away with this countdown, and over time they were vying for placement 1 and 2 until one clearly won out. But both of these were incredibly popular movies. So in at number 2 is Zombie Flesh Eaters from 1979, aka Zombie 2, whatever you want to call it. This got 43 votes and a total of 340 points, so a massive leap up from number 3. So many people had this on their list, had this at their number 1 choice, and yeah, I can't argue. This one would be my number 1. I wouldn't have it at number 2. This is my favourite video nasty. This quintessentializes everything that I love in terms of video nasties. It's gory, it's tacky, it's cheesy yet incredibly well made. The zombies in this look like maybe the best zombies in any zombie film. Lucio Fulci was on his game. The music is incredible, and as a lot of you pointed out, it features a scene of a zombie fighting a shark. What more could you want in cinema? So I know I don't need to say much else about the film. You all know it. Most of you voted for it. It has come in at number 2, the second greatest video nasty ever made. Let me know what you think. Was that fair? Did you want this one to get number 1? But yeah, in at number 2, we have zombie flesh eaters. So in at number 1, the greatest video nasty ever made, according to you guys, is of course The Evil Dead from 1981. This one ran away with the competition, if I'm honest with you. This got 49 votes and a total of 450 points. It was constantly number 1 on people's lists. Everyone loving The Evil Dead, saying it was the ultimate of the video nasties, it's one of their favourite movies, that kind of thing. So yeah, it has completely taken the countdown and is your number 1. I love The Evil Dead. It's such a fun horror film, relentlessly entertaining. The gore is fantastic. The demon creatures are great. I love the setting. Of course, you've got Bruce Campbell, and it just seems like they did everything they can to just throw in as much crazy horror stuff as they could, and it works, and it has a lot of heart, and yeah, and no surprise as to why people love this film. I think if video nasty or not, if someone said to you, what do you love about horror movies, just tell them to watch Evil Dead. It's all in there, and it's such a fun, wild time. I wouldn't have this at number 1. Like I said, I think Zombie Flesh Eaters would be my number 1. It would be further down my top 20 list because there's just other films that I watch over Evil Dead when I'm thinking video nasty. But yeah, I can't argue with all the love for Evil Dead and you guys placing it at number 1. It is worthy of that stature, I would say. So in at number 1, the greatest video nasty ever made, according to you guys, is The Evil Dead. Do you agree? Do you not agree? Let me know. So there we go, guys. Those are the greatest video nasties ever made, according to you guys that watch this channel. Again, thank you so much to everyone that got involved. I'm so appreciative how many people did, and you made this such a fun countdown to put together, so thank you. So let me know what you think of the list, if you agree, if you don't agree. If not, let me know where you think certain movies should have placed. I'd be really interested to know. So thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.